videos coming out. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on in the world, and you don't always have time to put out content like you want consistently because you have to feed yourself, you have to clothe yourself, all the stuff you have to do as a human being in life when you're an adult, right? Responsibilities don't stop. Actually, as you get older, the responsibility become higher, right? The older you get, the more responsibilities that you have. Anyway, I just came to speak on this topic right here. Dealing with the creator of Dilbert, the comic strip. He passed away yesterday, and I would say rest in peace, but rest in piss, okay, for this guy. All right, let's just call it what it is. He was a racist, and he called black people a hate group. I'm gonna play a clip and come back with my analysis like I usually do. Shout out to my boy Willie D and Willie D Live. I watched his clips. So usually before I go live, before I put out videos, I try to look into the topic, do some research, do some studying, so I can really go in on the topic and don't just be you want to have all the facts basically, right? So here go my boy Willie D, and he's gonna actually play the clip that Dilbert, the creator, Scott Adams said about black people in his whole rant, right? So here we go. There he is, my boy Willie D. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel. He got some great insight, great content. Willie D Live.
Sad bad news. Dilbert creator Scott Adams is no longer with us after a battle with stage 4 prostate cancer. Scott checked himself into a hospice earlier this month as his health rapidly declined. While Scott was famous for satirizing office culture, his later years were marked by controversy after controversy that ultimately overshadowed his legacy. In 2023, newspapers all over the world canceled Dilbert. This after Scott told white folks, stay the F away from black people. Yeah, he took it a step further. He said that black people were a hate group. Yeah, fam, check it out.
Nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll. Not according to me, according to this poll. That's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. All right, this can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, I have a very low black population. Because unfortunately, there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like I've been doing it all my life, and the only outcome is I get called a racist. That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help black Americans if you're white. It's over. Don't even think it's worth trying. Totally not trying. And there we go. You didn't expect that today, did you? But those who don't want to focus on education, you just need to get away from them. Just get as much distance as you can. That's my recommendation. And I'm also really sick of seeing video after video of black Americans beating up non-black citizens. I realize it's anecdotal, and it doesn't give me a full picture of what's happening. But every damn day, I look on social media, and there's some black person beating the shit out of some white person. I'm kind of over it. I'm over it, right? So I quit.
So let me explain something to you. If a group of people are harmed, excluded, exploited, discriminated against, lynched, subjugated, abused, mistreated for generations by another group of people, wouldn't it be unreasonable to expect said group of people to take a liking to the other group? I'm just asking. So he said, according to a poll, half of black people were not okay with white people. I think that's very damn good, considering all of the years, the hundreds of years of abuse and lynchings and murders and rape and theft and subjugation and discrimination. I think those are some damn good numbers. Wouldn't you? I mean, think about it, fam. How? It's like an abuser who abuses someone and then they get mad for the person complaining about being abused. They act like they're the victim because a person just kept quiet about it. They took the abuse, they accepted it, and they kept quiet, and they just continue to love on them, regardless of the scale of abuse, the consistency of abuse. This is absolutely amazing to me when people have that type of attitude. I do believe that white people should be grateful that all black people don't hate them. This is not about blaming individual white people for everything in history. It's about acknowledging that history shapes present attitudes and emotions. You can be personally decent and still benefit from systems that harmed others. Here's what I think. I think a lot of people who are not black really don't see black people as human beings.
You don't like it, you don't gotta watch it. Keep moving. If it don't apply, let it fly. Well, he definitely got a point. You don't gotta watch it, brother. Nobody making you watch it. Pardon for the commercials, the ads, y'all, but this is YouTube. But he got a point. He definitely has a point what he's saying. Because black people suffered for years and years, centuries, dealing with, brutality, dealing with inhumane conditions, dealing with being ostracized.
You like them? They're half off.
It's nasty work. Here we go.
Because how else do you explain that other people, other races, other groups are allowed to be shaped by their historical trauma,
right,
without being called bitter,
right,
racist,
facts,
or irrational? While black people, on the other hand, are told to move on,
right,
get over it.
Exactly.
While the consequences of that trauma is still visible in the wealth gap, housing, policing, health, education, and on and on and on and on and on. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Am I cooking? Yeah, I thought so. See, I know you. Ooh, I studied you, man. I studied you. I made straight A's. Yeah, man, I studied you. Check this out. If someone grew up with an abusive parent, you wouldn't tell them, get over it.
Exactly.
That was a long time ago. No. You try your best to be understanding as to why they're cautious, guarded, or resentful. Collective trauma works the same way. Why you can't get that? Why is it so hard to understand that? And let me tell you something, family. It would be different if that really was a long time ago and people didn't experience the daily remnants of it. But it's still happening in different forms.
Exactly. It's modified.
This is why Black people are putting it out there. This is why no longer are Black people silent about the mistreatment. And this is why many have decided to fight back. I know you're not used to that. You're used to the docile Blacks.
Docile.
Yeah. Yes, sir. No, scared to look in your eyes.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Facts.
You know, scared. Yeah. That's what you're used to. And anything other than that scares the hell out of you.
Right.
He used to the Black guy who will allow you to come into his house and rape, pillage, and do whatever you want to do. And then ride on out to the sunset and giggle about it. Yeah. So that's what scares you. Talking to some mumbo jumbo about how he's not interested in helping Black people anymore. And every time he does, he gets called a racist. What kind of help was you giving out? Because I don't know white people who are really on the job, really putting in that work, helping Black people who are being called a racist. You know what Scott had a good, healthy dose of? Good old-fashioned privilege. Yeah, good old-fashioned entitlement.
Right.
Yeah. 50%, I think that is extremely generous considering all things. Yeah. On a personal note, I rock with who rock with me.
Right.
I don't care what color you are. If you love me, I love you. But if you hate me, I hate everything about your ass. Everything. And I hate you 1,000 times more. You want to do something, I want to do something to you 1,000 times more. Yeah, man. That's how I rock. But I can't be mad at Black people who has decided that they don't like no white people. I can't be mad at those people because that's their personal experience. I cannot be mad at that. To me, it seems like Scott should have been more mad about the racist whites who has made it so hard, who had made it so hard for him to be so benevolent. Yeah, it seems like you should be mad at them. And if they're so mad about how Black people feel about them and calling them racist, why do they work so hard to be a racist? That's what I would have liked to ask Scott. If you don't like Black people calling you a racist, why do you work so hard at being a racist? I'll leave you with this. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But you absolutely do not, under any circumstances, get to police how people feel about centuries of abuse and expect no emotional residue. You're not owed an apology. You're not owed trust. You're not owed affection. And you're not owed forgiveness from people whose history of power looks very different from yours. No more talk.
I
That was very, very entertaining right there, right? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna elaborate on that video, right? Let me take off my shades, right? Cause I know exactly where he's coming from. I worked in facilities that was super racist, you know what I mean? Bigots, people that hated your guts, but they had to deal with you because they needed your services. But what he said about the docile slaves, they definitely liked the docile slaves. They liked the people that they could joke around and make fun of and almost laugh in their face. Just because they're paying them a paycheck, because they're giving them a salary, a lot of people be shucking and jiving with no type of morale, no type of vitriol, no type of nads, no backbone. And I've seen it so much working for employers, especially New York State. I work for Strong Hospital. I work for big organizations, Kodak, Frontier, and it was all the same. You got black people in there kissing the feet of these people just because they're paying them a check. Like, where is your morale? Where we gonna grow up and say fuck that? I don't care about your money. I don't care about your raises. I don't care about your promotion. I don't care about your benefits. You know what I'm saying? You have to stand as a man. You have to stand as a human being and don't let nobody walk over you. And that's what I've seen a lot in these jobs. But back to the story, right? So this guy, Dan Gilbert, no, Scott Adams, pardon. His comic strip was Gilbert. He talking about he don't like helping black people. Black people helped him a lot, I'm sure, with that comic strip. Black people put a lot of money into his comic strips. Black people put a lot of time and attention into his comic strips. Let's just call it what it is. So it's like, at the end of the day, I just want to say, somebody will call me right now. I just want to say at the end of the day, rest in peace. Then it's like when Hulk Hogan said some racist stuff. Nobody's paying attention to that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? You either with us or you against us. And if you against us, then F you too. Cause I'm just like Willie D what he said. You either gonna be with me, ride with me, and love me and have some remorse for me, or you just not gonna like me and just be what it is. Be who you are. Don't hide. If you're a racist and you hate black people, stand on business, right? And be about that. But don't expect people to show you any type of remorse. Don't expect black people to, you know what I'm saying, be empathetic for you. Because nobody empathetic for our people. When the Holocaust happened, the Jews got compensated. The Chinese got compensated. Blacks, we still waiting on reparations that we never gonna get. 9 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, in 2023, he called Black Americans a hate group. His ex-wife revealed his passing January 13th, Tuesday. He had a message, right? I'm not even gonna go into more details about this dude. You can look it up online. It's all over the place. But end of the day, we as black people in 2026, we not rocking with people who not rocking with us. Period. And I don't give a damn about, oh, we all bleed the same blood, we all breathe the same air. That's true and all, but we don't have the same mentality. We don't have the same thoughts. And a lot of people have not been through the trauma, the unhealed, you know what I'm saying, trauma that we still deal with to this day. Like Deontay Wilder said, to this day, nobody has dealt with the brutalization, the pilgrimage, the pillage, the imperialism of nations like copper colored people have dealt with. And I'm gonna leave it right there. I don't want to go too much into this, but fuck that. We not laying down. We standing tall. Melanated people. And that's how we gotta be. Now I was gonna make a video of Dr. Khalid Muhammad, but I didn't get around to it. Maybe I will do that. Maybe later in the week. If anybody gonna be respected and praised, it will be Dr. Khalid Muhammad when it comes to standing for his people. He wasn't shucking and jiving. He wasn't butter biscuit boot licking. And I'm looking at these comments. Yeah, people don't want to see talking about he a clown and y'all need to get up off man 10 times over period, whatever. What did he do for black people? I want to see it. Did he donate to any schools? Did he give any charities? Or was he just lip service like they usually do? It's your boy Justice Shabazz. More great content, more great interviews. Gunroll County episode 7, right around the corner. If you have not checked all my videos, check my videos. Justice Shabazz. I got 2 channels. And also Ghost Visionary is my video editor. He has most of the episodes for Gunroll County on there. We got 6 episodes out, 7 dropping soon. More great content. Stay locked and loaded. Your boy Justice Shabazz. Protons, electrons always cause explosions. Like my mom always said, stand for something or fall for anything. We not falling for y'all nonsense no more. Peace. Cat is out the bag. This is the year of revelation.